Okay. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Sewage Commission today for July 11th. And I would like to acknowledge that we are meeting on the unceded traditional territory of the Comox First Nation. In the room, we have Director Theos from Courtney, Director Morin, Director Major Stevens from the base, Director Grant, Director Cole Hamilton, and online we have Director McGowan. So to begin, we'd like to receive the management report.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, we should vote on receipt. All in favor? Okay. And it's carried. On to the, the Comox Valley Sewage Management Advisory Committee for receipt. Any questions or comments regarding that? Director Grant.
Yeah, sorry, I think I might have lost my place here. Are we on the traffic management strategy now?
No, Management Advisory Committee.
Okay.
Okay. Seeing no questions or comments, all in favor? Okay, and it's passed. On to the sewer system conveyance project traffic management study for receipt. Thank you. Comments or questions? Do we have a report?
Yes.
Okay, let's have the report, and then we'll go from there.
Thank you very much, Chair and Commissioners. And John Esty is available online to present this report and answer your questions.
Good afternoon, everybody. I presume you can hear me? Yes?
Yes,
okay.
we can.
Perfect. Yeah, good afternoon. So yeah, I'll be talking briefly about the traffic management strategy that's underway for the sewer conveyance project. I'll start off. I'll preface this by saying there's a lot of potential for this to be very painful in terms of the traffic impact created by the project. And we recognize that very early on. And recognizing that, we determined that it would be very prudent and beneficial to the project, if not key to the success of the project, to develop a traffic management strategy. So typically, you would a contractor would be charged to develop a traffic management plan when taking on work with the municipality, and then so overseeing the management of traffic and come what may. We didn't want to have that situation here. We wanted to take a more hands-on approach. An approach that has a large communications component to it as well. I'll speak to that in a second. So really what we wanted to do was look at what the impacts could be on the project, not just locally, but more on a network basis. So upstream, downstream impacts of lane closures and detours and such. So we engaged a traffic engineering consultant, Urban Systems, who actually did a similar strategy for the 5th Street project for the city of Courtney. So we've tasked them to look at, first off, giving them an understanding of what the work is and where the work is and the type of work and the impact on the roadway. We've tasked them to look at, okay, what are the impacts upstream, downstream, delays, the congestion, gridlock, that sort of thing. So they're doing a very much a technical analysis to see what the impacts of various options would be. So I'll give an example of an area that's impacted. One of the main areas is on Comox Road, Dyke Road, between the existing Courtney Pump Station and Farmview Road. Basically, we're installing the sewer main in that roadway, and so we've had our engineering team look at that and determine, okay, can that work be done while maintaining some degree of traffic flow through there? Our engineering team, HDR, they have determined that. So they determined that one lane of traffic can be passing through there at all time. So what we've tasked Urban Systems, the traffic engineer, to do is to look at that and say, okay, well, what if it's alternating traffic, single lane alternating traffic with flaggers or control systems? Or what happens if we have it go have it unidirectional in the morning and other direction in the afternoon, or some hybrid of that? So various other scenarios. So what they're doing is they're doing their technical analysis now to see, okay, what are the various impacts associated with each of those options, and trying to determine which is the best option, the least painful option. So that's the technical aspect of that. So we're doing that at various locations throughout the project, just to see what the network impacts are. And then the other component to this is the stakeholder engagement. So we've reached out to the list of stakeholders identified in the report. Some of them, some of the more, I guess, critical ones have been face-to-face interviews with them, and others via survey. So to get their take on what traffic means to them, and what the impacts could mean to them, and what's important to them. So we've just completed that process now of engagement, and we've got a lot of good feedback from them, which will also help to inform this traffic strategy. So this traffic strategy ultimately is going to serve as a guiding document saying what the construction teams can and cannot do, basically, and very much a hands-on approach, thou shalt sort of thing. And that guiding document will then be used to inform them as they develop their on-the-ground sort of day-to-day traffic control planning for the project. So this will be what's the word to use? We will compel the design build contractor to follow this as they develop their proposals, and we'll also compel the design bid build contractor for the town of Comox portion to follow this strategy as well. That'll be in the tender documents that they will be bidding on. So the intent of this is to make sure that there's a lot of eyes wide open as we go into this project, and we're able to communicate what's going to happen well in advance, so the public is very much informed. And it's pardon the pun, it's a two-way street. We want to inform the public as to what the impacts are, and thereby help them make choices that will help them and help traffic generally in the area. So in terms of what times and what detours and that sort of thing. So it's we're still very early in the process, but that's where we're at right now, is developing this strategy and making sure that it's again we know very well what we're getting into, and everybody is aware, and we can and we manage it to the best degree that we can with the least pain. So that's the goal.
Okay, thank you, John. I see some questions here. So Director Grant.
All right, thanks, Ken. I mean, Maureen. I'm just wondering, we have several businesses and homes that fall between the top of Comox Hill and Ellis Avenue. And when I look at the stakeholders group, they don't fall into any of those categories. They're not part of our Downtown Business Improvement Association. So I'm just wondering if they're going to be consulted in some way on this. I know I stop for coffee every morning at Milano's, and he asks me every day what's going on with the conveyance. Now, I don't know if he's getting information or not, but if they're not being consulted, I think they need to be.
Madam Chair, I'll just ask Chris LaRose to come to answer that particular question.
Thank you, through the chair. So actually, I wasn't aware that the BIA didn't include those commercial operations. So certainly we can take a look at some specific outreach. So the business that you mentioned won't be on the precise alignment, but they may be impacted by detouring traffic. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we just did a sidewalk project there that took several weeks, and it wasn't a great impact, but there was some, and I think this will be more impactful. There's also a lot of condominiums and houses down that street too. So, I don't know what that would mean, but they need to be kept informed as to what we're doing.
For sure. So our focus.
Sorry, Madam Chair, I was going to ask, is the town aware of any association that does encompass those businesses? Is there another group or association that we can reach out to that covers those that aren't in the business improvement area?
I don't believe there's another organization, is there? No.
Well, there isn't actually. We've actually looked at expanding our BIA down there, but it hasn't happened yet. So, like, you got that little mall with Remax and all that in it, and the coffee shop and hotel and all that. So,
yeah, sure. I was just going to add that our intention is to. So at this point, we're not reaching out to specific individual businesses, except for the larger sites. Like, for example, we're meeting directly with Providence Healthcare, just given the potential, well, actually the direct overlap between our project and theirs. But we are planning outreach to the community, and including individual residents and businesses later this year in November, as a precursor to construction. And then we'll be notifying and working closely with residents and businesses throughout the process to make sure that they have all the up-to-date information.
The traffic management strategy is actually going to feed right into the public information campaign that follows for the project.
And I had a question maybe along the lines of Director Grants, and that was Providence wasn't listed as a stakeholder in the list, but it sounds like you've had conversations with them.
Yes, correct. Yeah, we met with them last week and walked through the project and established the lines of communication.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Comments? It's already a bit of a problem coming in along the Dyke Road, so I can imagine this is going to be a challenge. Yeah, thank you. Well, no. Okay, seeing no further questions.
No, sorry, what's actually?
Oh, you did.
Yeah, sorry.
He's got it.
You want?
Yeah, it happened to just turn itself on, but that's good.
Okay. Yeah, I just like pressing buttons. Yeah. Okay, Director Cole Hamilton.
Thank you very much, Chair. I feel that whatever I say is going to be anticlimactic after that. But I was just wanting to take note of some of the observations in the Management Advisory Committee, I think by City of Courtenay staff, and just the observation that changing the management plan after it's initially established was both complex and involved shifting of liability. So John, I think I was noticing from the attendees that you were at that meeting, that was one of our very strong takeaways from the 5th Street Bridge project was the real challenges in making changes after the fact to the strategy. And I guess the other general observation I have from that is it seems it's never possible to over communicate with the public about changes like this, and you can never be too proactive. So anyway, just a couple of observations from our experience over the last year. Thanks.
And thanks to the City of Courtenay's staff. We did meet with them about their experience and lessons learned. So it was very helpful and very collaborative of them to do that.
Okay, well, thank you, John. We look forward to hearing more details as this moves along. And I think we need to vote on receipt. So all those in favor? That is carried. And we have no new business or media questions, and we need to move in camera. Pursuant to section 91K. So all those in favor? Okay, it's